A while back, I decided to do a roof wrap on my silver WRX STI. This video will chronicle that installation and maybe help someone along the way. I'll be installing a kit I bought from Premium Auto Styling that comes with the wrap and a squeegee. They have a very good install video that I will link and that I roughly used as a reference, so I invite you to watch that, but I will be focusing on other parts of the install. I'll have links to the kit and every product you see me using in the video description. Wrapping your roof is a sure way to completely change the appearance of any car, but in my opinion, it looks particularly good on light colored cars like this silver STI. Let's get to the install. If your car has a shark fin antenna like this STI, it has to be removed because honestly, there's no way to do this right without removing that antenna. Inside your car, you're gonna see 3 retaining clips holding the headliner in place. These clips have 2 parts, the dark flat side that you can see, and underneath it there's a clear backing to them. You have to get a panel removal tool between the 2 pieces to pop it out. Once you pop out the dark clip, you can pop out the whole thing. Of course, repeat for all 3 clips here. On either side of the back here, you'll also have these trim pieces over the rear airbags. They're just held in place with retaining clips, so stick a panel removal tool here and just pry it out enough to give you enough room to stick your fingers in there and then just pull it out. You'll have to lower the seat to make it easier. Keep in mind that some of those clips might actually stay behind, like these 2 right here. If that happens to you, simply pry them out and put them back on the trim piece before you put it back. Repeat this on the other side. These grab handles on both sides also have to come off. You'll need a tiny screwdriver like this one because there's 2 little holes on each side with a clip that has to be pushed in. Once you get those clips pushed in, you can pull down the main retainer here and then just pinch it in the middle to completely pull it out. You have to repeat that on the other side as well. Once both of those are out, grab the handle and just pull it straight down like this. Do this on both sides of the car. The door's water seal also has to be undone a bit like this on both sides, not all the way, just about to where the back doors end. And finally, for good measure, since it's pretty easy, take off this light, just pop the light cover off and then use a Phillips screwdriver to remove it completely. The reason we did all this was simply to be able to move the headliner down just a few inches. The headliner is pretty rigid, so if you don't take those pieces off and try to force it down, you will crease it somewhere in the middle. You just want to be able to stick your hand in there comfortably, and let me show you why. So I want to show you exactly what you have to contend with so that you do this right. First of all, this is the castle nut. So when you lower the headliner down, you're sticking the wrench in and this is what you're grabbing right here. And you're gonna just loosen it. Once you loosen it, you can very easily take the castle nut off by hand. I do want to mention one thing that's very important. There's 2 clips on either side. There's one right there, you can see it, and one right there. So when you take that castle nut off, you're not gonna be able to just pull this up. Do not yank on this without pinching these first, because if you pull this out and you force it, you can very easily bend that metal up there on the roof. And don't ask me how I know that. So make sure you pinch those. You can pinch them from underneath like this and just have a friend pull the antenna while you're doing that. And you may have 1 or 2 cables depending on what model you have. And you can see right here the 2 cables that I took off. They're very easy. Both of them just have a clip on the side like that. You can see the clip right there. See that clip there, and then this one, you see the clip right there. So all you literally have to do is just push on the other part that's in the car. Just push on it and pull at the same time. Push and pull. Now we have to remove these rails on either side of the roof. The very front of the rail is secured with a pop clip. So we have to insert our panel removal tool like this and then just pop it out exactly like you see me doing right here. Next, we are gonna insert the panel removal tool along the side here and slide the retainers back like this. This can even be done with a credit card if you don't have a panel removal tool, but I'll link to this kit in the video description because it's very useful for a lot of different projects. Here you can see what we are doing. We were just sliding these clips back one at a time. Of course, we have to do the same thing on the other side. The next step is preparing the install surface. This next step is vitally important, and that is clay barring the car. Before we even get to this point, you should have already thoroughly washed the car. Regardless of how good of a job washing your car you think you did, the car surface is always going to have stubborn contaminants that will just not come off with soap. You won't even be able to see them, but you will definitely be able to feel them if you run your hands over the clean car. This is what the clay bar is for. I'm using this Chemical Guys kit, which is great, and I will link below. It is super simple and it consists of only the actual clay bar and this clay luber right here. The first step is ripping off a little piece of the clay. Then we're gonna stretch that small piece until it's big enough to fit on all 4 fingers. In order to have that clay actually move easily over the install surface of the car, liberally spray the luber like you see right here. This is important. If you feel any resistance at all, you did not spray enough. After that, use a sideways motion like this to have the clay bar pull all those contaminants from the surface. How do you know you're good? Run your hand over the metal like this, and if it feels smooth like butter, you can move on to a different spot. You can see here everything the clay picked up. But it's not done yet. Simply fold it onto itself and flatten it again to use it on the next spot. Of course, wipe the clay luber off the roof and then repeat this on the entire roof. If you want to have the most pure install surface, it is a good idea to chemically strip the paint. For this, once again, I'm going to go to Chemical Guy's product. It's called Clean Slate. This stuff is pretty strong, so if you use it, make sure you follow its instructions. I'm just wiping it on with a microfiber cloth, and then I'm spraying it off with water and wiping it clean with a microfiber towel. And now the surface is as pure as it's gonna get. The windshield has a rubber seal all the way around, and the roof wrap is going to go under this part right here. So it makes sense to clean it like this. This will ensure we are future-proofing the install. You can see here how much dirt I got off from doing this. So this leaves us with a pure surface to install the roof wrap. This particular roof wrap kit has 1 large piece of vinyl large enough for the roof, plus extra working material on the perimeter. Now, I would highly recommend having a friend help you out with this part. I decided to challenge myself and did the install alone, but yeah, way easier with a friend. What I'm gonna do is secure the wrap to the windshield with tape and then unroll it roughly where it's gonna go. Now, if it wasn't obvious, the vinyl does have backing that needs to come off, so that's why I taped it so that it stays in place while I take off the backing from underneath. You can see why this part would have been much easier and cleaner with a friend, but it's okay. The vinyl is made to easily remove and adjust, which is what I'm doing. Take your time with this. The goal is to end up with no creases at all on the roof itself. This does take some patience, but eventually most of the creases will work out. At this point, I wish I would have just gotten help to lay it down. While I did work out all the creases, it would have been much easier if the wrap was laid down perfectly to begin with. In the kit, you're gonna get this little squeegee, and we're gonna use it to work out the trapped air that might be under the wrap and to apply pressure on the adhesive. I'm gonna use the exact same clay luber to lubricate the vinyl to not only prevent scratching, but also to clearly be able to see what I've already gone over, since you do want to do the entire surface. Don't be afraid to relift the vinyl if you need to work out any stubborn crease. This right here is why I do not recommend laying the wrap down on your own like I did. Watch the premium auto styling video I linked on how to do this much more efficiently so you don't have to keep relifting and squeegeeing like I did. I wanted to show you a different way, but it ends up being more work and you have a higher chance to mess it up, so I do not recommend it. And that's it. That actually wasn't that difficult. For the next part, I would recommend having one of these kits. I'll link to this awesome one in the video description. This has come in handy many times. Now, trimming the vinyl is a bit nerve-wracking. I started with a gap where the roof rails go. Now remember that we have to tuck in the vinyl, so go straight down the middle, and that leaves you enough material to fold it down. For the front and back, we're gonna use this rubber seal on the glass as a guide. Ultimately, the wrap is going to get tucked behind this, so you don't want too much material or too little. I'm gonna go to the edge right here and simply rest the side of the X-Acto knife against the frame all the way down. I've never wrapped a roof before, so I took my time because it could be very easy to mess this up if you're sloppy. So with all that excess trimmed, I'm gonna grab my heat gun and squeegee and work on the corners. All I did here is touch it with heat to make the vinyl pliable and then use the squeegee to tuck it under the glass seal. I struggled a bit here, but what ended up working best for me was using one squeegee to pull the rubber seal back and the other to tuck the vinyl behind it. Once that's done, you can simply continue to tuck the vinyl under the seal like this all the way down. The back one is done exactly the same way. Now for the rails up here, simply use the felt squeegee to push it down like this. I definitely have to get better with my cuts because it's all over the place, but this is all under the rails, so it's not a big deal. I used the heat gun to show me any spots that may not be perfect, since when you apply heat, the vinyl pulls in on itself, so it might reveal bubbles. You can simply use your thumbs on this part to push the vinyl onto the metal if you need to. And with all that, we are basically done. Just double check your work all the way around the roof and make sure that everything looks good. To put these rails back is pretty easy. On the car, you're gonna see these studs that these clips attach to. So since we're sliding to the rear, make sure you put these just in the front of its corresponding stud. After putting it in place, push the front part like this to insert that clip into place. Then use the panel removal tool to do the opposite of what we did to take them out. Make sure you do not miss one and then simply do the same on the other side. Now I tried to wrap the antenna with leftover vinyl, but it just did not work for me as I needed a lot more practice and I just ran out of wrap. If you're leaving the antenna as is, putting it back is just the opposite of removing it. Since I failed at wrapping the antenna, I decided to just use plasti-dip to make it black. I want to be able to remove the plasti-dip, so that's why I didn't use spray paint. After thoroughly mixing it, I went ahead and applied light coats a few minutes apart until I was happy with the coverage. I then hit it with glossifier the same way to make it glossy, since plasti-dip is a bit dull. This right here is the final result. It is not a perfect match to the vinyl, but it will have to do. Next time I will order a bit more of the vinyl material to try to nail down how to wrap the antenna so that it matches. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on the car to finish the installation and show you the finished product. So I have a lot of room for improvement for next time I do this job, but I wanted to share the experience from the standpoint of someone who is not a professional and what you can expect if you take this on your own. The end result came out great and really accents the car. This is literally 1 year later. I hope it at least motivates you to take on projects that may seem outside your capabilities, because with a little bit of patience and a bit of research, anything is possible. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, I invite you to do so. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.